So last time you guys ended up getting to the capital of Aurelia, Zervalis. You met with the queen, a very intense individual, um, and she informed you. You explained the situation to her. She did not seem very happy at all to learn about any of it.
I can't imagine why.
So she told you that she pretty much just ordered you to stick around for like the next week or so because she's gonna have some of her agents go about and see if they can find any kind of leads or information as to where this individual may have gone. Because clearly they didn't just teleport, so they had to have been seen by somebody going somewhere. In the meantime,
Giant, yeah, giant skeletal dragon Flanabout's probably hard to miss if you're looking
probably.
off.
Um, but yeah, you guys, Abanamrin, Olivine, and Varys all met with their higher ups, and all that fun stuff. Olivine was informed that her needle. Also, I have a couple of questions about her that I will ask you after the session, Azu.
Okie dokie.
But yeah, that your needle was going to be coming with you because this is not exactly something they would normally entrust to somebody as new as you guys, but the queen's making it very obvious that she wants to keep this amongst as few people as possible.
And you don't exactly say no to a dragon queen.
No. Priscilla met
But it's bad for your health, apparently.
yeah, normally. Priscilla sat there and met up with a rather eccentric woman who kind of hinted that maybe that little pebble that she got from that random dude was more than just a little pebble. And Hyde managed to sit there and have a bit of a chit chat with Valdera, her goddess, I guess technically, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, Olivine was told about an individual who went missing for a while, went out with some of the guards, didn't come back when they did, and just one day wandered out of the wilderness. And he's been kind of on the downward spiral. So Olivine also sat there and informed Abanamrin, and I believe you said retroactively that you would have kind of talked to Varys about it.
Yeah, after picking up on some details when I rewatched the video, and I was like, oh, shit, Olivine probably would have told Varys that.
Okay. So, yeah, right now, it would probably be... We're going to assume that you guys took a... Well, no, you guys were just waking up. Priscilla's got 2 levels of exhaustion. She drank way too hard.
Priscilla's currently crying in a room, like silently, just trying to sleep the exhaustion and like hangover from hell off.
Karma came and kicked her in the butt.
Uh-huh.
She got a little bit too rambunctious. And yeah.
But it was worth it.
Well, just a kinder egg. It's got a little build your own fucking little fucking crane thing toy in it.
Like one of those fucking things.
I've got a great idea for what the hell's in there. Anyway, so that is where we left off in... Oh, don't worry, you'll be fine. Olivine might lose her mind, but, you know, sacrifices have to be made.
Yes! Yes!
It's only all fun.
That is where you guys currently are. Abanamrin, I believe, probably would have come back to sit there and figure out what's going on and all that stuff, and that's when...
If you remember, told Olivine to meet up with in the morning in the Pearl's Nest.
Yeah, so essentially the first thing that Olivine would have done, meet up with Varys, probably eat something, then go find Abanamrin.
And after eating Ebenamron would have just waited in the Crow's Nest Tavern.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So you guys, Olivine and Varys, would you have headed over? You guys would have headed over there after you were done.
I would have told the other two that there's a potential job.
Okay. You would have told Hyde, but unfortunately, Priscilla's indisposed at the moment. You're not sure if she was listening. I mean, words came out of your mouth in her vicinity, but it's difficult to say what stuck.
Priscilla's a bit busy hanging out to the ground to not fall off.
So, Priscilla and Hyde, it is up to you whether or not you would follow them.
Priscilla. Just kind of looking over at, I assume, Varys to be still in the room, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna cocks her head and look towards Varys. Kind of like gesturing. Decent.
Priscilla would. She would stick along, mostly because of just out of sheer curiosity as to what the heck's going on.
Okay.
And when she's not sad, she doesn't really prefer to be alone, so she hangs around. Like she would tag along.
Meanwhile, kind of Olivine thinks to herself, well, if things go end up badly, we don't have to outrun whatever it is. We just have to outrun the cat.
Which moves slower than you do at this point. Feels bad.
Still got step of the wind.
Yeah, that's true.
And feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I can get a head start.
Question is, how long can you? How much benefit will that? How long will that benefit last?
See that's the
Until she runs out
question.
of key. Until she runs out of key.
Hopefully for long enough that the halfling is far enough behind.
Feels bad, slowest person party.
Yeah, that's why I don't pick. That's why I don't play as midgets.
Yeah. What's this about the job?
A job?
Yeah, they were talking about the job, right?
She's Hybrid said this towards Varys.
Olivine has the details?
I had no idea what you just said, sorry.
Olivine has the details.
Who's currently not there. Who's already left.
Okay.
Varys just turns and walks out the door.
Okay, I need to help somebody with something, but keep going. Don't mind me.
So, where exactly would Ebenamron's place be?
I don't know where it is on the
It's-
map.
It's not hard. It's not hard at all to find. I mean, being a member of House Doria and it being a not exactly.
I mean, for me as the player, because I'm just like derp.
I don't really know. Probably.
It's
I think
somewhat.
it really matters on the map directly.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
anyways, never mind then.
Yeah, no, you're good. So, but just for flavor's sake, I suppose, it would probably be on the western side of town. So, around, somewhere over on this side of town. Anyway, so you all, I guess, make your
Yeah,
way
I'm just
over
gonna
there.
move myself over there just for
Yeah,
the
that's
sake
fine.
of flavor.
Yeah. So you guys make your way over there. You find it fairly easily with Olivine leading the way. Olivine leading the way. You walk in. It seems like a fairly ordinary tavern. You see guy behind the counter that looks similar to Abenamrin. Unfortunately, and yet you would also sit there and see Abenamrin just kind of chilling out in the tavern area.
Priscilla just shudders at the sight of like any alcohol.
Bit early to drink, so but no, I get your point.
Yeah. Shudders just like.
She might have had enough alcohol for a while.
There you go. Music, city music. I completely spaced on that. Apologies. City music.
There you go.
Adjust it as you see fit.
Music City, wonderful city.
So, you guys meet up with Abenamrin. You're all together.
Thought you had a job. Not us.
I'm just gonna type this because I like typing and this thing more than talking.
Whatever you're more comfortable with.
It's not that I'm not comfortable, it's just I like the flavor in it.
That's fine.
That be your cue off there, Azu.
It's easier to type this particular thing. Detail.
Okay, so you would go over the details that you have?
Yeah.
Or are you typing something?
I'm just typing the
Fine.
intro to it.
There are like the one thing that's missing from Foundry is that X is typing and Y is typing.
Yeah.
I'm back. What'd I miss?
Not much, actually. You're just
Working on
over
the
at
detail.
the crow's nest.
Gotcha.
Just over here for relative flavor. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you properly move your character over or not.
I want to do that though. What do I see?
Alright.
Where am I? There we go. What do I see?
You like I said, you walk into a fairly standard-looking tavern, and you would see you'd see some people just kind of milling about. An individual behind the counter that looks a lot like Abenamrin. You'd see Abenamrin just kind of chilling out in the tavern area.
Priscilla would have gone to the counter and asked for the biggest, coldest glass of water that they have.
And so an outline would essentially give the rest of the party the details of pretty much what she knows. And because she was said not to give too many details, but considering the nature of those whom she works with, and there's really nothing that seems to be that particularly sensitive, she wouldn't really keep anything hidden.
Alright. As for you, Priscilla, he just kind of looks you up and down, and he just hands you a big glass of water. He's like, it's some that. You look like you need it.
Though in particular, Olivine would say not to speak about this with anybody outside of us, because the client came to Jindori in confidence.
Don't speak to anyone.
So,
To a secret mission. Ow, ow, ow. So, a secret mission.
Well, I think the first order of business then would be to go see this man and speak with the wife.
to get,
Mm.
All right.
As you.
So-
Okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
Sorry.
Never. That's a good idea.
Abanemra nods and heads to the back room area where the teleportation that is.
Mm-hmm.
He told you his name.
Armorol.
So he told you his name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you haven't told us. Just like
Just assumed that would have done all that by now.
just for fun, I'm just gonna point at you and go, Abanemron. In all of voice.
Abanemra just nods. Because he's kind of used to that sort of thing after witnessing it with flowers.
Nods. Abanemron.
Yes.
Bird likes to repeat voices. I think it's funny. I love this track.
It's pretty neat.
I'm totally into the piano file.
Okay.
Into the heads to with the through the teleportation doodad who in the back room to get to the armory and whatnot of the faction.
Okay.
Olivine would make particular mention that we might be dealing with the potential of lycanthropes.
Okay. So,
The birds?
Furries.
the furries. It's what
Oh.
XP to level 3 calls
No,
the
we're
Order of the
furry.
Lycanthrope.
Oh god, it's furry. Come on. Hell,
I heard
they're
birds.
taking over.
I heard birds, not furries.
Mhm.
Anyway, so you head to the quote unquote armory. You are greeted by well, you would know them. But a woman just kind of sitting behind the counter. What what are you looking for?
I would describe the situation as delicately as possible. Well, to avoid going into too much specific, but while still being specific enough to give an idea of what might be needed. Because not being the most experienced, wouldn't know what would be the recommended stuff necessarily.
Okay.
Ba-ba, ba-ba.
So, she sits there and she just kind of thinks for a little bit. Well, it certainly sounds like. She walks into the back. She's gone for a minute or two. Let's see, what does everyone. You use finger lasers, so.
Also do have a quarterstaff and daggers.
I have a bunch of daggers.
Well, darts.
Well, dart.
Hyde is
dart.
the one. Hyde is the one that's fucking packing like 10 goddamn daggers.
Yep.
I have a wand, 3 daggers, and a staff.
How common knowledge would lycanthropes be in this world, by the way?
Where you are, not super common.
What do you say
No,
about
no,
hide?
I would imagine-
I mean like world lore, like
World, like, all right. The thing is that, like, all right.
like if someone says a lycanthrope, would it be obvious to like not everyone what
not
it is?
no. A lot of people where you are, like in Orinia,
Yeah.
would not really know what a lycanthrope is.
I
They'd
imagine
be
a
like,
lot
wait,
of
what's
Sorry.
lycan what?
Okay. Yeah, because I'm just thinking like, would Priscilla be like, a lycan what?
Yeah, pretty much because
Because she's not
With a
from
common-
Aurelia.
yeah.
She's not from
Oh,
Aurelia.
oh,
Yeah, she's
she's
not.
not from Orinia. Okay, yeah, no, you would.
Yes.
She would know what a lycanthrope is.
Okay, right. She essentially crossed the ocean to get here.
Yeah, so she would know what a lycanthrope is.
Do you think
Okay.
I would?
Do you come from Orinia?
That's this continent, right?
That's this continent.
Yeah.
If
I
you
would say
come from
no.
if you come from this continent, you would not know what a lycanthrope is.
Even though I came from the continent, would I have at least heard of them from within the faction?
I know the
You
geography.
may have heard, like, in passing, yes. But the only one here who would probably know anything extensive would be Olivine. And
Gotcha.
possibly Varus, because they have an entire order dedicated to lycanthropy, so.
All right.
Because all I know is that I'm
Meanwhile,
not from.
lycanthropy is specifically something that you'd hunt in settings like this.
Yes.
Only thing I know is that I'm not from the same continent as the Lie, very cool. And we just took a boat to Servalis, so.
Okay, so
The
yeah.
Alliance Servals are both Aurelia, so.
Yes, they're both part of Aurelia.
So yeah, not
Yeah.
from Aurelia per se. But the queen is familiar with the city of Varm, so.
Yes, she tends to keep track of a lot of things.
Alrighty. And what did you say about Hyde earlier? I was in the other room, but I have my speakers on.
I don't think I said anything in particular about Hyde.
I think you just asked or mentioned what Hyde would. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I think I just mentioned that
Okay.
you would have gone with them,
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yep.
So, she comes back, and she sits there and says, "Sorry, dear, but unfortunately, we're a little tapped out at the moment. We've been having trouble procuring certain arms, and a lot of other field agents have been, well." She sits there and she puts down a quiver of what appears to be 10 arrows. Unfortunately, this is all we can really spare at the moment. We're still waiting for a few things to be returned and a few other things to be shipped in. Trade has been a little slow recently.
Thank you.
Anything's better than nothing.
Amen to
Indeed.
that.
Tend to deal with a big cat, even bigger than mine. Cat wolf thing. So,
Hyde looks thoughtful for a moment and then just goes in the receptionist voice. Trouble procuring certain arms?
Yes. I'm not exactly sure of the details. They don't really tell me much about shipments and things like that. I just kind of keep track of who takes what.
Well, much appreciated. We'll be on our way.
Safe hunting.
See.
Much appreciated. We'll be on our way.
You finish up there, and you, from what you know, Olivine, you know that this particular individual is to the south of where you currently are. So, I would say probably right around here. It's not terribly far.
So Olivine would then start leading everybody down there based on the direction she was given and to the house that they were found in.
Alright, yes. So,
And Priscilla, at this point, is realizing that she's not gonna. If it's a lycanthrope, she's like, yeah, no. So she's going to hand those who use ranged weapons, so like to hide, she's going to hand 5 of her darts. And wait, did she have a healing potion? Or I forget.
I'm not sure.
What the fuck?
I will throw
Wait.
5 darts into your inventory if I can remember.
Yeah, to be fair, probably not a good idea for Priscilla to be fighting lycanthropes in her condition.
What are you talking about?
Canvas drawing failed for the background layer. See the console.
What were you
What?
trying to do?
My map is all gray. Do I just refresh?
Would be.
Probably.
As you hand her your
Darts.
your darts, I just kind of looks a little bit lost. Just kind of looks at them.
In case you need to throw something farther, not like daggers, but they still go for the eye. They still do damage.
Oh, for the eye.
Or throat. Or
And she's
genital area.
And she's just holding the dart with kind of like a reverse grip, like you would with a to stab something.
Do you know what a dart is?
Oh yeah, I'd imagine like me and Varys sort of split the silver arrows.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have split.
Know what a dart is?
Well, let's see. I don't think.
What kind of bow do you have?
Oh, there we go.
Olivine just uses just a wimpy old short bow.
He has a long. He has a light crossbow,
Oh wait,
so he wouldn't be able to use any of those arrows.
alright.
And she's
let
kind of
me rub
miming throwing it, but still in that reverse grip.
Let me
Like,
use some silver arrows
Priscilla,
here.
Priscilla takes the dart and puts it the correct way in Hyde's hand. Then kind of flexes, like takes gentle grip of her elbow and wrist, and kind of like shows the motion slowly, like this.
Her beak opens a little bit, and then she mimics it with a lot of gusto and vigor.
So, Olivine,
That-
when if you want, do you want to essentially equip the other arrows, the silver ones?
Yes, for now she'd have them at the ready, considering
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we
I'll
don't
think-
exactly have a lot of means to damage creatures like this. If this is what it is,
Yeah,
better safe than sorry.
true. All right.
But yes,
How many dots did you
Uh,
give me?
He gave you 5, if I recall.
Okay.
Five. And then Priscilla goes, Don't aim at your friends though, okay?
Don't aim at your
only
friends.
baddies.
Only your buddies.
Good.
For a second there, I thought I heard her say, "Oh, friends." I was like, "Wait, what?"
That would be chaotic Priscilla, wouldn't it? Her alignment is chaotic Priscilla. And with that, she where was the inn tavern place?
That you were just at, or the one where you're currently staying?
The one where we are currently staying. Yeah. Staying in. Or do I just move it to the Queen's Castle?
You can move it there, wherever you think is appropriate.
The game is paused though for me.
I know. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna just move it there. Priscilla's gonna go and get some sleepy sleeps.
Okay.
Try and sleep the headache off.
Alrighty then. Okay. Well, this is interesting. This isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, so I'm kind of excited.
Oh?
What?
Like, Priscilla knows what a lycanthrope
Okay.
is. She's
No,
not
I
going to.
super thought that you guys were gonna fucking split off into 3 and 2, and I was like, well, someone's gonna die today. I don't know who it's gonna be, but someone's definitely dead.
Splitting the party is always a bad idea.
Oh, 100%.
Okay,
Like with the other campaign that I sat there and ran.
Don't worry, we're
I
not...
100% would punish your asses for it. I would not. It's just like, well, I guess you're fighting this on your own now. Have fun.
So, where are the rest going? To do the job?
Those 3 are going to do the job, I imagine. Correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
we are.
Okay,
I assume we're all moving together then?
All of us
Yeah.
except for Priscilla, who went
Yeah,
back.
sounds Priscilla.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
Which, to be fair, I think it would be just as bad to have someone with a hangover there.
Alrighty.
All right, so we get to the place,
yep, you get to the place. Just a second.
and I asked the others to just hang back a few
Hang
feet
on.
for a moment.
Okay. As you get to the house, hang on, I gotta remember to fucking preload the other thingamadoo, because I'm surprised this is taking so fucking long to load.
Insert the Jeopardy thing here.
Yeah, really. Anyway, we can go ahead. But as you get there, you
You went from 90%
in
to
the
50%.
know, but I'm just kind of, you know,
Hey!
Ooh, it's dark.
Rosie's the only one I really need to worry about sitting there and kind of getting in here because Fiber's not. Priscilla's not here, so I'm not terribly worried about her. Okay, so you're all here, and that should fix the vision problem. Other than another fixes it. Anyway, so you get here, and you see, as you get a bit closer, you can sit there and you can see 2 guards kind of standing in front of the door. You see one of them kind of, you can, like, even like 20-something feet away, you can hear this dude, like, fucking hammering on the door. And then, as you get closer, you hear him sit there and say, "Come on, just open up! We just want to talk to him!"
Alvine would approach from behind. Excuse me, gentlemen.
Oh, sorry, miss. Wait. Do you know this lady?
We had come to speak with her.
The one who was just pounding on the door sits there and sighs and turns around. Good luck with that. Been trying to get her to let us in for the last 15 minutes. Says she doesn't want to talk to any guards.
Okay, what background information have you told us, again, surrounding the case of this person?
That this is very confidential.
Very confidential? Just that?
Yes.
Pretty much that? Okay.
Well, no. Alright. Yeah, that's what... Yeah, okay.
Essentially, she'd say that essentially all the details that she had mentioned, not to mention to anyone else, because the client came to Dimdora in confidence. They wanted
Yeah.
this to keep a low profile.
And this was something about
Probably because of this.
And then, if I remember correctly, this is something about a suspected undead?
They aren't sure.
We aren't sure what it is, but based off of situation, Olivine has a hunch that it might have something to do with lycanthropy.
But that's only a theory.
Yeah, but it's
Somebody
only a
who was
theory.
lost, just to refresh my memory, someone that was lost for an inordinate amount of time and then came back seemingly fine.
So what happened was guards went out to go and deal with what they believed to be a cult, but this lady's husband did not return with the rest of them. He came wandering out of the woods a week later, and she thought that he was fine, but he's been getting worse over the course of the last week. She thinks it's an infection of some kind, but she doesn't know. And from what you can gather, she clearly doesn't want to talk to the guards.
Olivine would just shrug and be like, I wonder why.
Maybe she'll talk to those she sent for.
You're welcome to try. We've got more important things to do than to sit here and hammer on this lady's door for the next half an hour.
Well, if we find anything suspicious, we'll be sure to let the guard know.
One of them sits there and reads your book. Like, I imagine you'd call attention to your book. One of them sits there and reads it. He's like, wait, which one of you is a cleric?
Raise his hand.
Wow, shit, she might actually listen to you. Alright, well, you guys, I mean, if you got a cleric, I guess you guys are better suited to this than we are. Just, try not to bother her too much. I've heard she's been acting really distraught. So, anyway, best of luck, you guys. They sit there and they just kind of make their way off.
Waves them off.
Yeah, just a casual wave also.
Do I know this woman's name?
Her name is... Where did I... There it is. No, that's... No. NPCs. I don't know why I keep fucking mixing them up. Her name is Brina.
Olivine is going to do a bit of fishing.
Okay.
With that name in mind and picturing who she is based off the description, she is going to use silent speech and essentially say into this woman's mind if she's in rain, Brina, are you here?
Okay. You hear the first thing you hear is a shriek. I'd say it would probably hurt yours, but you don't actually hear it. It's just in your brain.
Oliver just holds her head for a moment, not expecting that.
Is there a problem?
A moment later, and then she would say again. In regards to what you've mentioned about your husband in confidence, about his worsening condition, the guards left. It's just myself, some peers out here. We'd like to speak with you about this. Perhaps inside where prying eyes and ears won't see.
There's a moment of silence before you hear. Wait. Who are you?
I was looking a bit lost, just in the process of thinking of knocking on the door. Because she doesn't know what's happening. She's about to knock on the door.
And she would then, Olivine would hold her arm out, essentially the whole gesture for her to wait.
Just frozen in the motion, moving on to the door.
Olivine would respond with an agent for the organization that you reached out to in regards to your husband.
There's another moment.
And then she'd pause for a moment and say, strictly off the record.
There's another moment of silence before you hear. I don't know what you're talking about. My husband is fine. He's just a little sick. I haven't sent for anyone.
Hyde looks at Olivine, just very curiously cocked head, a little bit searchingly.
Olivine just kind of gives an annoyed groan, but look, lady, I know you're lying. like, can you please let us in?
Can
You're
I
not here.
can I attempt to figure out that she's having a mental conversation?
Have
And
you
then
ever-
if no
have you-
response
yeah?
for a moment, Alvan will say, keep in mind that you don't want the guards to be involved with this. So either you can let us in or we'll let ourselves in. And if you have a problem with us letting ourselves in, there's always the guards you can go to for help. You know, but what with your husband and all?
Roll intimidation.
Ugh! Oh, I'm so bad at this.
Can I roll intelligence? Can I roll intelligence?
Have you ever spoken mentally to Hyde?
To hide, no. To the others, yes.
Okay. All right.
Whenever
I will
have an
allow.
idea what's
yeah.
going on here.
Yeah, I will allow you. I'll allow you to roll an intelligence check.
Nope.
You have no idea.
As far as Hyde's concerned, we're just staring at a door.
Yeah.
Well, Abinamron's just leaning against the wall waiting. Just
First
casually.
roll.
Well, that
Okay.
went a lot better than expected.
Always nice. Always Achilles' heel is the charisma checks. Anyway,
Outside of persuasion, yeah. And even
there's a silence before you hear what sounds like some sort of lock being undone. And then you see someone open the door. It is, I'd say maybe 30, 40-year-old human woman. Kind of tied up brown hair. Fairly standard-looking individual, and whatnot. And she sits there and she kind of opens the door and peers out and looks at all of you, and she says,
Then
Oh,
Olivine
that's
would speak. As I'd mentioned, no guards.
she sits there and she opens the door and quickly kind of like ushers you in.
As soon as she does, Hyde still with her hand just kind of frozen in the moment, and as soon as she sees the lady, she's like super speed scribbles.
And Olivine, like, immediately would be like, look, I'm sorry about being so forceful there, but, you know, you had contacted us in regards to this. And you were being a little stubborn.
She looks at you. I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't sent for anyone but a doctor.
This one's a cleric. Here's points of the bird.
I mean, I'm gonna insight check that. This is contradictory information.
Myself as well.
Yeah, I'm a insight.
Anyone who wants to roll insight, roll insight.
I wish, but
Yeah, hi, you're like,
I stuff
yeah,
too.
no, I believe that. She seems on the up and up. Everyone, well, Abanamran and Varys, at least from the way she's acting, you can tell that she's genuinely confused as to why you are there. It is at this point that from this door over here, you see a guy kind of open the door, kind of leaning himself up against the frame, and he sits there and says, Brina, dear, it was me. I contacted him. And she sits there and she kind of turns to her husband and she's like, wait, why? Who are they? You should be in bed. She hurries over to him, trying to scoot him along.
Oh, I see now. Used her name.
He sits there and he kind of looks over at you from, like, over her shoulder, and he sits there and he whispers something to her. And she sits there and she just kind of nods and she takes a step closer.
And I'll
to you.
try to hear what that was.
Myself as well.
Roll perception.
I'm
Natural
gonna see if
one,
I
let's
can
go.
hear-
Yes! 3
I'm
for
gonna
3!
see if
Good
I
shit! Getting all the bad rolls out of the way now! Getting all the bad rolls out of the way
I'm
before
gonna see if I
combat starts.
can. I'm gonna
Smart.
see it. I'm also gonna roll perception.
Yeah.
Because I'm also
We're just
I'm
getting all
also-
the rolls out.
because I'm also just maxed out on inspiration. I'm gonna give myself advantage.
Rosie's
Perception.
playing the 4D chess over here. Bro, fucking... Even...
Wow.
Wow,
It's a 12.
Hey!
It's a 12.
We're off to a great start today, guys.
Varys, you would have heard him sit there and say, "Please, why don't you go to the market for a little while? I need to speak with them about something. I think they might be able to help me, but you've been cooped up in here for so long. Maybe some fresh air will do you some good. I'll be fine. There's a cleric with them, isn't there?" Anyway. She
Is this-
sits there and, yeah.
Is this something that that all of us can hear, or only those that roll high enough?
Only Varys would have heard that.
Okay, gotcha.
Anyway, she sits there and she walks up to Olivine, and she kind of like crouches down and she holds out her hand. I'm sorry about being rude earlier. It's been a bit of a hard week, is all.
Likewise, I apologize as well. I wasn't aware that, your husband had been discreet in regards to whom made the request. But we'll do our best to make sure that he's all right.
Thank you. I'm going to be gone for a little while. Please take care of him.
We'll try.
She quickly makes her way out of the house.
There's just says happy shopping.
Anyway, he sits there and he kind of slowly makes his way back to the bed. This dude doesn't look too good. He looks kind of rough.
So how does this guy look? Can you describe him?
He's maybe 30, 40 years old. He's got shoulder length, dark brown hair. He's pale. He looks like he's covered in sweat. He looks like fucking garbage. Like, this man does not look well at all.
Alright, first, we should probably address you.
Sorry for the... for all
What
this.
do you think happened to you that might have done this? Were you scratched by some creature, like an animal bit you, or...
He sits there and he lifts his shirt up over his head, and along the going from on his, if you're looking at him, left, so his right side, along his right side from the back over to the front, almost covering almost half of his torso, you see this, it's not super deep, but you see a pretty gnarly looking claw mark. It looks like it's infected.
Can I try
for
to?
sure.
Can I try
Yeah.
to determine what that might be?
Yeah, can Olivine as well? I think
Go
she knows
for
what
it.
it is, but...
What role would this be?
You can roll either medicine, nature, or arcana. Answer will be different depending on what you roll.
I'll
just
remember
roll
some.
the best one.
Hey, 18.
18.
Okay. So
Arcana.
Hyde, you can tell that this wound, clearly whoever's been treating it hasn't been treating it properly. Not terribly surprising, considering, given what you know, this lady has just gotten around to calling for a doctor. So this wound is very clearly infected. It's like you can see the infection kind of like oozing out. It doesn't look good at all. As for the Arcana rolls, based on what you can see, this doesn't look like a normal animal scratch. Olivine, you both rolled high enough. Yeah, you're pretty sure that this was made by something unnatural.
Right.
Can you describe what it was that attacked you? And Hyde, is there anything you can do to help him a bit? For the time being, at least.
Hyde looks to be concerned something. And by the way, I know, just again, for clarification. Did anyone express before we came here that, the woman called for a doctor?
No, that was not known.
Okay.
She said that she had called for a doctor just before you entered.
Okay, good to know. To start with, okay,
I have no idea what spells you have right now.
I have a
Neither do I.
fair few. I'm gonna guide. No, I'm not gonna guide him.
I'm gonna guiding bolt him. That's how you do it.
Well, at least it's better than me divine smiting the person's brain.
Well, I can tell you right now, there's a pretty good chance he's diseased, so I don't know what you might have for that. At level 2.
I have. Well, to what? Cure him of his undeadness?
No. This was an animal that attacked him.
No, like I said,
You
you're
probably
fairly
wouldn't
certain-
cure it, but it might set it back.
You're pretty sure that whatever did this was animal-like, but it sure as shit wasn't anything
To
natural.
start with, I'm gonna attempt to cast Healing Word.
Okay. Olivine, you are pretty sure that this would probably. This looks a lot like like some sort of like werewolf, like almost like a large. It wouldn't be like. You would recognize this as something that might come from a werewolf.
Yeah, so Olivine will ask him if he could describe what it was that attacked him.
Okay. You cast Healing Word, and when you do, you can watch some of the infection kind of dissipate, and it starts to look more like just a normal, like, kind of scabbed over wound. There's still a little bit of infection going on there, but he does kind of perk up a little bit. That's the best I've felt in over a week. Thank you. As for
You've
what
done well to tough it out like this. That was pretty nasty.
Well, I've never been smart, but I've always been tough, so. Anyway, as for what attacked me, not really. Like I said, we went to deal with something that we thought was a cult, but I don't think it was. It was. I don't know. They didn't seem organized enough for anything like that. Maybe they were just trying to play the part of a cult or whatever, but all I know is I got separated from the rest and I wandered into a dark room. Then I don't really remember anything after that, other than a pain in my side here. That's when I woke up in the middle of the woods. Everything between when I was, I guess, knocked out and woke up is just kind of a blur. But I know that whatever did this isn't natural. It's not like... I'm pretty sure if it was a bear, it would have eaten me.
Yes. So, don't panic when I tell you this, but I don't have very good news for you. I'm fairly certain that the creature that attacked you was a were-creature of some kind or another, though judging by the scratch, probably a werewolf.
He sits there and he just kind of...
Are you familiar with these creatures?
He sits there and he just kind of, like... He lowers his head and you can see his, like... His face just, like... How would I put this? You watch the hope drain from his eyes. That is bad news.
However, sorry, I didn't hear that. What was that?
Darius steps forward a little bit and says, I'm going to need you to come with me.
Why?
I may know a group who can help.
Yes, lycanthropy can be cured. Like, if you catch it early enough. And considering you're not running around as a wolf attacking people, I'd say your odds are pretty good right now.
I guess there's something. I guess that. Okay.
Hyde, could you perhaps use another spell on him so we can perhaps get him to go where we need to, because he's still not looking the best. And thank you very much for your assistance. Oliver, I don't think Hyde.
She's still in the middle of writing this.
I want to make sure this guy doesn't like fall apart as we get there.
Right through the sewers with a fucking infection on his back.
Taps her shield again. The hand symbol lights up and be healed. Do it again.
I do mind scribbling a note and leaving it for his wife.
Hey, that's
7
better.
this time. You watch as the infection, for the most, as far as you can tell, the infection is gone. You don't see any like obvious signs of infection. The wound has even started to heal over, at least a lot more noticeably than when you showed up and saw it at first. It is smaller. These scratches appear not as deep. So yeah, good job. He does like perk up quite a bit more after that. Oh, well, you owe you my thanks, little bird.
Yes, we, as you imagine, we'll probably have quite a bit of questions for you, but first, let's get your condition checked first. And then, if you wouldn't mind answering some questions once Versus here looks at you.
I'll answer as best as I can.
Alwyn nods and then looks to Verse. Lead on, sir.
Well, we don't expect more than your best.
Well, I certainly don't plan on going and helping the guard on any extra, on anything involving the outside of the city. I don't think my wife would let me.
To be perfectly frank, I'm rather shocked that you encountered a lycanthrope around here. There's, what with so much dragon authority, you don't see a lot of creatures like that around here. I think it's safe to say that you got pretty unlucky.
Pretty unlucky.
I suppose so, but I guess probably a bit luckier than not, considering you guys showed up. To be honest, I kind of had my suspicions. I sent my wife out because honestly, if it turned out being that, I asked for you for a reason, so...
So I must ask, how did you come to know of my organization? We're not exactly commonplace subjects at the dinner table, so to speak.
Well, I'm a guard myself, but not a normal one. A lot of people, especially the more, I suppose you could say, inhuman ones, they tend to be a lot more wary around those of draconic nature.
I see.
I suppose you could say that we're kind of the bait. It's not the safest work, but it pays well, and we get to help keep people safe.
Yes, it'll be because if we have werewolves we're dealing with, we're gonna need to exterminate this threat before they can spread the infection any further.
Agreed. But this is the first that I'm learning of anything like this, so I think at least for now I'm hopefully first and only one.
Are you able to walk? Harry.
I think I should be able to walk. I'll be
Yes.
a bit slow, but
That's fine. We'll be on our way then. And with that, all of mine would just start heading out towards the door.
okay. He accompanies you. Where do you take him?
We are following Varys because he seems to be the man with the plan.
Varys?
Hey, organization.
Okay, yeah, you follow Varys through some sewers. It smells awful. But eventually you come to a kind of I wouldn't say shoddy, but a very yeah, you could tell this is probably where less than savory individuals would gather.
Hyde asked the man a question as we on the way.
Yep. Oh, you can leave your comment. No, I don't think they were. I haven't heard from any of them of having troubles, and, well, to be fair, like I said, I got separated from them, and I got knocked out. Woke up with that scratch, so I'm not exactly sure what they may have encountered. They haven't
Sounds
mentioned
like-
anything, so...
Yeah, it sounds like perhaps you were just singled out.
Not sure why, but
Just
it
the easy
appears so.
target being the one alone.
True. Anyway, you come, you make it to this place, and you see Varys approach this other dude. I believe I described him as blonde-haired, kind of pale, scars all over his body. Varys, would you be like overt in your conversation with him, or would you be more hush-hush about it?
That'd be over.
Okay. So he sits there and he's like, "Hey, V! You're back! I knew you couldn't stay away."
And instant anime style sweat drop at that.
Pretty like Olivine and Abinamron, like in unison.
It's like, ugh.
Suddenly, our stocks in like Varys' organization might be crashing a little.
So,
More than a little.
Did you come back for another drink with your old buddy Jericho?
Now we got an issue.
What might that be? You didn't bring me another rabbit's foot, did you? I swear to God, V, if you brought me another, I'm gonna have to cry, man.
Don't worry, I'm saving them in a bag for you.
No, don't No, don't do that!
So, we believe that there's been a werewolf there, and they brought one victims.
He sits there and he gets uncharacteristically serious, even from what you've seen. Wait. Werewolves, huh?
Yes, I was
He
quite
sits there-
surprised. They're
he
not
sits there
exactly
and-
common around here.
Yeah, you're not kidding. He looks at the rest of the group. Which one?
Olivine points to the guy.
He sits there and he kind of gestures him over. Pulls him aside. He sits there and he starts talking softly to speaking softly to him. Mental note to send a bag of holding completely full of rabbit feet to this Joker. He already has one. Anyway, but yeah, he sits there and he just kind of starts whispering to this guy, off in the corner. And eventually he comes back. Well, this is great. I'll go ahead and get a hold of Davis. He might be able to help, but can't guarantee anything, you know?
Yeah,
Thanks for bringing him to me.
figured you were his best shot.
Not looking forward to going to see him, but... Well, I guess all things considered, at least I can get a bit more information for you guys. Maybe see if he knows anything about it.
Yeah, good luck. Have a nice year.
Ah, come on, man! You gonna just come by, dump this guy on me, and not even stick around for a chat? So cold, V. So cold.
After that,
But I like you, V.
Olivine kind of lifts a finger. Do you mind if we ask him some questions, though, before we go?
Oh yeah, go right ahead. I'm done with him. For now, he's gonna stay here with me, just so we're clear. He's staying here with me. I'm gonna send him off to one of my, I don't know what to call him.
Insight check.
Go for it. Updates mental note to send 2 of those bags. Okay, so what are you trying to figure out?
That one roll, I didn't know where that was gonna end up.
God damn it.
I didn't know that was.
Essentially, if he's trying to, hide something, or if he just genuinely doesn't know what to call it.
So, Hyde and Abina, well, Hyde, you can tell that whoever this individual is, this guy is very clearly he doesn't hate him, but you can tell he feels very uncomfortable about him based on the way he talks about him and just this long, awkward pause trying to figure out what exactly to call this guy. Like, friend, that's pushing it. Coworker, not really. Companion, no, that ain't the right word. You know, that kind of thing. He's just not really sure what to call him. So yeah, it's not so that's what you can at least gather from his panic-induced silence. He sits there, and his eyes go wide, and he's like, "What? No! 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 Not at all, man! No! You! Shut up!" There is! It's just the kind of people you hang out with now! Is this why you don't talk to me? Oh, God! No! Listen, that guy's creepy obsession with me has nothing, no, there's no reciprocation there, okay? I know him, and that's it. So, I'm ask him your questions, out of here.
I can relieve the drunk one at the end.
This would have been a perfect distraction. So Olivine approaches the gentleman from the
Hey, she's
house.
gonna- Yep.
So, could you tell us more about exactly where you went, where you encountered these people?
Well,
Because this,
it was an old farm. It was an old farmhouse. Hasn't been used in a long time. There were some people who said they had heard noises. It was to the southeast of the city. A bit out there, but definitely on the fringes. We had heard, like I said, there were some people who had said they had heard something, maybe chanting. We thought they were crazy, but we figured it was better to be safe than sorry. One of our agents came back, said there was definitely something fishy going on there. He wasn't able to get too close, didn't want to get noticed, so that's when we decided to put a group together. And when we got there, it turns out there was a lot more underneath that place than we thought there was, and it looks like. And then from there, it was a lot more confusing than we had anticipated. It was almost like a maze down there. I got separated from the group, and then got knocked out by somebody, and well, you know the rest.
just to be safe, gonna insight check that story, see if I think he's telling the truth.
Go for it.
Natural 2.
Nice.
Nice.
On that.
You
On that.
You're pretty sure that he's being honest. He might be summarizing a lot of it,
Could I
but
get
he doesn't seem like he's overtly lying.
Could I get the names and descriptions of the other individuals that went with you? Considering what you may have encountered there, I believe they might have some information that could be useful in tracking these creatures down and those associated with them.
Yeah, sure. I can do that. And he sits there and he takes a piece of. He sits there and he like scratches it out on like a napkin.
Where did he say he went? If he said like specifically name, place, address.
He does. Well, I mean, it was on the fringes, like of the, like. All right, so there's like the city, and then outside that there would obviously be like farmland and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So like out in the
This was-
rural.
Yeah. So this place that he mentions, he mentions that it was an old abandoned like farmhouse
That was like a
on
maze.
on the outskirts of like even that area. When they went there, there was like this weird like maze-like network underneath this old farmhouse. So but yeah, there was just weird maze-like place underneath the farmhouse. He sits there and he gives you the addresses and well, he gives you like directions and whatnot to each of the individuals that he was with, and the general descriptions of them. And he sits there and he hands you the napkin and he sits there and he says, just so that way they don't get suspicious of you, just wait, what was his name again? Fuck. No, not that one. Tell him Ed sent you.
Alright, so that we're here to talk about Ed.
Yeah, they should be a bit more forthcoming if we do that.
Duly noted. Thank you very much for the information.
No
We're going to go look further into this and question these people, see if we can find out exactly what you all encountered down there.
Yeah.
Good luck with the injury. I wish you the best.
Yeah, thanks.
Alvine gives a small nod and then turns and starts heading on out.
And on the way out, about the fucking leader, that leader guy.
So, you make your way out. Usually he's worse. So eccentric, having a hard time taking you seriously. Clearly internally face palming. Usually he's worse. Okay, so yeah. It is probably about this time. It's probably about 1, maybe 2 in the afternoon. So
Oh my goodness, he actually let me go.
yeah, he doesn't want to have anything to do with you and your friends.
You might have Hyde to thank for that.
Yeah, I'd scared him away. We're gonna have to keep that burp close. You hear? It's like natural repellent.
Excuse
Anyway.
you.
Anyway, so there is one of them that is fairly close to where you currently are. More rabbit's feet? Sure! Here's a wheelbarrow. The individual that you do, the first individual that you would probably be able to meet up with, is another town guard. You sit there and you approach him. He's wearing like armor and stuff, so you can't really see him too well. But he has definite draconic features. And you approach him.
Colin gives him a small wave, get his attention.
Hello.
He sits there and he approaches like, how may I be of service to you, human?
We're currently looking into what happened to your friend Ed. He actually sent us in your direction for some more information into what you all might have encountered down in the farmhouse.
He sits there and he looks around. Best not to talk about this in the open.
Yes, probably not.
He sits there and he essentially just kind of like leads you to an abandoned alley.
Be following.
Spooky. So, he sits there and he takes a look around once he gets to the alley and he sits there and says, how is he doing?
He's doing much better, and we took him to someone who might be able to help him. So, could you perhaps describe what you encountered down there? Because what he encountered, did a pretty bad number on him. As maybe if you happen to have more insight into that.
Well, it was me and 4 others, including him. All I know is that we went down there, and I guess, well, unfortunately, he was the only human there. I guess he ended up getting separated from us in the dark. As for what happened, as for what we encountered down there, we didn't really encounter anything.
Oh? Care to elaborate?
Well, when we got down there, we tried to keep it slow, but like I said, he got separated from us. We looked around for him, but we couldn't find him. We figured he left because he couldn't see We didn't want to light any torches. We didn't want to alert anyone to our presence.
Did you happen to find anything else of interest down there? Perhaps even encounter any other people?
People, no, but we did find supplies. What appeared to be a few weapons. It looked like somebody had been attempting to sit there and turn this into some sort of hideout. For what, I'm not sure. But when we got down there, we didn't encounter any other living creatures. Or undead, if that's what you're wondering.
I'm gonna insight check that, see if this guy's telling the truth.
Myself as well.
He sits there and he looks down and he reads your thing. Edward is tough. He's good in a fight, but no offense to him, he's about as smart as a pile of bricks.
Well, he's a tough sack of bricks, because he took something that probably would have killed another person having gone untreated this long. You have this little bird here to thank for his life, probably.
Well, thank you, but
Nods.
thank you. I'm glad he's doing better. But more than likely, he just heard a sound and wandered off, or maybe he just lost track of us in the dark.
Based on insight rolls, does he appear to be telling the truth?
You can't. From what you can tell, he doesn't appear to be lying.
Ollivan's 26.
Am I able to glean anything else? Like maybe he's avoiding in some details or anything?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like he's avoiding telling you anything. It sounds like he's summarizing what happened.
All right. So,
But it sounds like he's just kind of giving you a summarization of what happened when he went down there.
so exactly where was this building? Ed wasn't able to really give much of an accurate detail recall because he was a little out of it.
I'd say it's maybe about 2 miles out from the city, to the southwest. No, sorry, southeast. To the southeast. It's a little hard to miss it being abandoned, but if you follow the road down that way, eventually you'll come to a fork in the road. One that leads straight east and one that leads straight south. If you head to the northeast about, I'd say, a quarter of a mile, you'll find it.
Oh, why not? That is very useful information. We're gonna go speak with your other companions, see if maybe they might have noticed something that you might have not seen or something, and then we're gonna take a look into this.
Feel free.
Thank you.
He sits there and he reads your thing, and, well, nothing else odd that I noticed. I was in front, though. Then it was, I believe after me was Davil, and then it was, what was her name? Jasmine. Davil's a little dwarf. He's a lot like Ed. Not smart, but damn good in a fight. Jasmine is she's a tiefling. A bit rowdy, but a bit more keen, definitely more keen than the other two. She would have been the one directly in front of Ed. She may be able to tell you a bit more.
All right, thank you very much.
Not a problem. The one furthest back was Ed.
Being a human, furthest in the back, yeah, that's an easy target if somebody were to try to snatch him up.
Well, unfortunately, we mostly just brought him there as, this may seem a bit cruel, but bait. He knows his job and he's good at it. Most of them are.
Right.
Anyway, I probably get back up.
Yes, sorry for taking so much of your time, but
Oh no, it's no
it is
problem.
very much appreciated.
You already have a map of where you'd probably find it.
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
Descriptions of where you.
So essentially, what we'll do is we're going to go speak with the others and essentially to expedite it, see if there's any variance in any story, if anybody says something that doesn't seem to add up with the other. And then we're going to speak with this tiefling lad.
Okay, so the dwarf. If you want, we can roleplay it out, or we could just expedite it.
I'm good either way, so whatever those two want, whatever the rest
Depends
of y'all
on the
want.
end game. Depends on the end plan. I like roleplay, as it probably surmised.
Well, considering our time's limited, I'd say expedite it a bit.
Okay, so the dwarf would have probably just told you the same thing. From what he knows, it was the other guy, the guy you just spoke to in front. Then it was him. Then it was Jasmine. Then it would have been Ed in the back. They were just like, they went down. Somehow Ed got separated from them and they went looking for him. They couldn't find him. So they figured, all right, he probably just left because he couldn't fucking see. So it made sense to him because it's like, I mean, he couldn't. It's like, hey, he couldn't see in the dark. He probably was like, all right, well, I'm useless here, so fuck it.
Just to be safe, I'm going to inside check his story.
Go ahead.
It's clicking on to do
Hey.
that because this thing tends to keep wanting to close out when I.
It doesn't sound like he's trying to hide any information.
I'll go and just nod and thank him. Thank you for the information. And we move on to the next one.
You meet up with, you find the tiefling, Jasmine. She's kind of a purplish color, got purple hair. You know, she's a bit, you know, you come across her just kind of getting a bit rambunctious in a tavern. Seems like she probably just got off shift and just kind of having a good time.
Hello.
She's like, oh, well, hello, how can I help you?
We'd like to speak with you a bit in regards to what happened to Ed and what went on under the farmhouse.
Oh, well, let's see. We weren't down there for more than a couple of minutes before he sat there and he decided, we were down there for more than a couple of minutes before he sat there and let go of my tail, wandered off. I turned around and he just wasn't there.
Was it like a very sudden, as if maybe he was pulled, or did he just simply let go of you?
I didn't feel him tug on my tail. That was our signal in case he got attacked. It was more like he just vanished. Very strange, but not... Well...
Did he have a light source?
Oh no, we were trying to keep it down.
That is very odd.
Yes, well, the rest of us could see in the dark, so we figured we'd just have him tail along, and if anything decided to attack us from behind, well, he'd certainly let us know. I'm not going to the smartest plan, but it's the one we went with. Honestly, none of us really thought anything of it. We figured it was probably just some teenagers or something. You never know with those old farmhouses.
Yes, so you'd mentioned that there was a lot of underground below it. Like, did you notice anything that was off at all? Like anything that you thought might have was like, oh, that's kind of strange, but maybe just brushed aside? Just any small detail, even.
Well,
and we appreciate it.
well, it certainly seemed as though there were a lot of different footprints down there. And I counted, for sure, more than a dozen different boot prints. Other than that, the only other thing that really stood out was there was a few pieces of furniture, rather new looking actually, not terribly well built, but definitely not shoddy. There was a single crate of, well, what appeared to be camping supplies. But beyond that, as for signs or sounds, nothing unusual. Maybe the occasional rat scurrying, but nothing too unusual.
I'm an inside check. See if she's on the up and up. Telling us the truth. Especially in regards to him just wandering off.
Pondry, you normally treat me better than this. What's your problem?
No, it's getting back at you. It doesn't. She doesn't sound like she's lying. She's just like. She sounds just as she sounds like she's just relaying the information. It's like she admits that it's like kind of weird and confusing, but I mean, everyone all three of them have pretty much unanimously told you, you know, he's strong and he's good in a fight, but he's about as smart as a pile of bricks. So.
All I would thank her. Thank you very much for the information. We think we may check that out here shortly to see if maybe there's something there.
Oh, feel free.
Because whatever got a hold of Ed did a real big number on him.
No, I heard. Is he doing right?
Yes. He's very lucky. I don't know how much longer he would have lasted with those conditions. But Hyde here, Olivine points to Hyde, is a cleric and was able to, patch him up a bit. So he should be good, I think, if just a bit of rest.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, well, hopefully he does well. He's tough.
Well, then we'll be on our way. Thank you very much.
Well, no problem. You finish speaking with her. It's probably about 5 o'clock by this time, so.
Eris heads back to the woman's house.
And
do you guys
Olivine will
follow-
go report this to Dimdoria.
Okay, so you're kind of splitting up here.
As we're leaving, I'm just kind of shoving my notebook like slightly under so she can read.
Olivine will look to Abademron. Abademron should probably stick with Varys in case, something happens over there.
Very well.
After giving my report, I'll come find you guys.
Hyde, who are you gonna follow?
I follow Olivine, and Olivine has still not responded to my request. To my question.
What question?
I usually always type my responses for immersion.
Oh, Olivine would then address Hyde. See, what's really strange about this is humans can't see in the dark very well. So, it's not as if he seemed to notice something unless he heard something. But for him to just wander away from the group in the dark, it doesn't make much sense. I mean, he may not have been the smartest guy, but he looks like he's been in more than a few scraps. He'd know better than to do that. So I think that's very suspicious.
I'm thinking that he might have been knocked suddenly unconscious instead of what they're going theory.
Or it could have been magic. Now, essentially, we're like outside. Just kind of maybe like near an alleyway or something. Out away from all the open.
Away from ears of those that prowl that would potentially overhear more or less.
Well, considering that he didn't seem to be physically harmed beyond that scratch, my hunch is something magical affected him that pulled him away from the group.
Oh,
So that's
One
just
more-
a theory.
one more thing to be wary of.
As I said, I can't imagine he did so willingly and nobody else noticed him wander off. No. I mean, if somebody clocked him over the head, you'd imagine someone might have heard that.
But I imagine a scratch like that would have caused shock enough to just make one pass out, though.
Yes, it makes me really curious how he got away. And that's why I think, you should stick with Varys, because in case, God forbid, he come back within the evening, turned or something of that sort. It'd be unwise for him to be alone.
But here's hoping that,
And honestly,
Okay.
Hyde, I think you should probably stick with them too. I believe they're in more danger than I am. I'm just going to the organization and then I'll catch up.
here's hoping that that guy, oh, I forget if we got the guy, if we cut the guy's name.
Ed?
No, the eccentric dude.
I think his name was
Oh, the Varys dude?
Yeah. However, here's hoping that Varys' faction leader there is tougher than he is eccentric.
Yeah, with that, Olivine is going to hurry back to
Before you-
HQ to give her a report and then try to hurry back to them.
Before you do,
Everyone
this is a mo. She holds up her finger and then pulls out her G book again and hands it to you.
Olivine will open it, take a look. Is there anything new in it?
Yes.
Right, yeah, that thing I sent you.
And as she's reading, I'm just kind of idly looking over at Varys and Abinemo if they're still here.
Think we still would be, question mark?
Mm-hmm.
probably.
By which I mean that I just kind of inciting them.
So it's essentially just before we split up.
I'm just being ready to get a move on here.
Here,
Yeah,
I will-
Yeah, considering what we're dealing with, we don't want to dilly-dally with Dart.
Okay, so I will.
Olivine's going to waste no time getting back to base.
All right, so basically, this is what the new thing in her book said. If you are curious.
Yes, I'll take a look at that, and then Olivine is just going to sprint back to base.
After giving the book back.
Yes. But yeah, that's what it says. Anyway, so you guys.
Just first, point of order, did either two seem to react in any particular way to if she read it out loud? Did you?
What was that?
Did you read it out loud or just you read to yourself?
Oh, it was okay. It's here.
I mean, I can read it out loud if you'd like.
I didn't know that you put it over here.
Yeah.
Talking about Olivine.
Olivine would just read it, just quickly, and then hand the book back. You'd imagine that you'd show them the others if they want to see it.
Okay. Well, she pockets the book again, and then where's you off? Alrighty.
Olivine's in a bit of a hurry.
Gotcha. And then I follow the other two.
Okay, so you two sit there and you head back to well, the house where you found Ed. And the wife is probably back by now. The wife would be back by now. And, do you knock on the door, or do you just go to the house and then just...
I imagine we'd at least be polite about it and knock on the door.
Yeah.
She sits there and she opens the door and she said, "Oh, wait, where's Ed?"
He's okay. He's with the group of people who should be together.
No doubt you just said.
Okay.
I heard that one. I'll just quickly type it out.
Thank you.
Well, when will he be back?
I'm not sure.
You said he's okay?
For now,
He's in good hands.
they're doing the best they can.
Well,
As well as left him with a type of disease that is very contagious, and they're doing the best they can to preserve his life.
she kind of... she would just kind of like sit there and... just kind of...
To have B, fucking. There you go.
He would be to have...
To have B
survived.
survived. What am I talking about? Have survived. I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, you're good. Do you think he'll make it?
It's a pretty good chance.
Did you read what Hyde shut up.
BB the beat BB.
Hyde affirmed, "I presume he will be released after his treatment is over. Until then, have faith in his healers and in him. He is strong, they say. He would be to have survived."
Okay. That's something. Thank you. Just a moment. She walks back inside. She comes back out, or back to the door, and she hands you. Where was it? No. There it is.
Why is an emerald upside down?
I
What?
don't know why.
I noticed that. I was like, what?
I have
I
no
didn't-
fucking idea.
Uh,
How do you do that?
I don't know. I've never been able to figure out how to do that. I have no idea.
I did that.
Like, I genuinely have no idea how to fix
Yeah,
it.
find a way to fix it somehow.
Anyway, she hands you.
I don't even know how I did
Oh,
that.
hold control and mouse wheel.
Oh, okay. Good to know. But she hands you.
I'm a cog.
Good job. She
Cog
hands
of
you
duty.
a small pouch. Inside there is 50 gold pieces. I know it's not much, but if you've helped him, then well, it's only right that you get something.
Are you sure you don't need this to take care of yourself until then? Until he's able to get back?
Oh, I'll be fine. Thankfully, the queen is a very good, what do you call it? Thankfully, the queen is kind enough to provide for the guards that are out of commission due to, I suppose you would say, work injuries. This is just a little something we've been saving up for, I suppose, a bit of a vacation, I suppose you could call it. But you deserve it far more. I just don't want to screw. Oh, what's the not
presume. Fucking hell, I'm blanking on the word.
Impulse.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, impulse.
Oh no, we'll be all right. Like I said, if you were able to help him, then if you really think he'll be okay, then you've done a lot. You should get something for it. It's only right.
Hyde bows deeply.
Nods gratefully.
Anyway, I suppose I'll be eating alone tonight, but I should probably get back to the food before my house catches fire.
It'd be a good idea.
Anyway, thank you again for your help.
There's no problem.
Stay safe out there.
As Leah Hyde just kind of goes to her pack and or whatever, and then she just kind of pulls out a single candle and hands it to the woman.
Thank you. A little confused, but okay. Thank you. She sits there and she takes it, and she sits there and kind of waves and closes the door.
I like to imagine that the candle smells of like stuff, something sweet, just kind of like a home.
Okay.
Like a relaxing scent.
Okay. Alright. Cool. Alright, so we're gonna switch over to Olivine here.
Who's
Olivine.
hauling ass?
Yeah, Olivine hauls ass over to her where she's going. And yeah, you get in. You meet up with the same dude that you did before.
So Alvine it takes a few moments to catch your breath. It kind of holds up her hand before taking a deep breath and like, all right. So I looked into the instance with this man, and it was actually not the wife that had asked for help, but the man himself, but in her name. Although it's probably a very good thing that he did, because based off of what we found, the man had a very particularly nasty, but not deep, slash wound across his chest, which I'm almost absolutely certain that this person encountered a werewolf while he was out. Our cleric that was along with us healed him up a fair bit, so, his wound should be fine. And that blood hunter that I was with said that they have someone that can help this sort of thing. Considering how they operate, they probably do have something in regards to lycanthropy.
Well, I suppose as long as he's not a threat, it's not it's not that big of a deal.
Yes, I will be keeping a close eye on this individual over the next few days as they work on treating him. However, we also learned about this location where the group of guards went in regards to that report. Well, it would seem that somehow he was separated, and whatever happened to him then was when I would say he either wandered away from the party, but a human wandering into the dark away from their allies doesn't make much sense. I'm suspecting that maybe some sort of magic was used to draw him away from the others quietly.
That definitely seems like the most likely scenario. Did they tell you where?
Eh,
They told
yeah, but
you.
my token's back. I'm no longer AWOL.
Yeah, I accidentally deleted you because I had you selected and I accidentally hit the delete key.
Oh, great! You
It
only
just falls down from the sky, and Abernamron.
Yeah, fucking
just random. That moment when you just get randomly smited for no particular reason.
Yeah, and then they're just like, oh shit, my bad, and they're just like,
The Raven Queen's all yelling at you in the background.
Wish spell you're back as if nothing happened.
Fall from 500 feet in the air to make a crater, but you yourself completely unharmed.
Dust self off.
It's like, I hate when that happens.
well, I suppose the next order of business would be to go to where this all happened and investigate that area.
Yes, I'm confident that with the group of companions I have with us, we should be up to the task considering what we may encounter. Though, if I may make a request for some silvered, perhaps maybe some silvered arrows or something to line some weapons with silver, because if we encounter werewolves, it's probably best we're equipped to actually harm them.
Indeed. I will put in the request and I will see what I can do.
Yes, we'll probably head out in the morning because it's unwise to leave against these sorts of creatures in the evening.
True. Alright, well, if you think you this group you're with can handle it, then I'll leave it to you.
Yes, I will check back in the morning to see if you're able to procure anything. But regardless, if you are not, I still think we can. But, it never hurts to be safe,
True. Good work, Agent.
All my nods. I shall see you in the morning.
He nods.
All gives kind of a half wave as she walks out. And she heads back to the inn because she thinks they're probably not going to still be there.
Yeah, probably would have went toward. I imagine it would have went toward. Oh, which inn actually?
The one where the dead cat is.
Alright. I mean, it's a good question. It's a fair question, all things considered.
I can be dope, even though ravens do.
Yeah, because someone.
Well, I mean, also to be fair, Kenkus are a cursed race. So, I mean, that's why they also can't fly or talk or have imagination.
What I find weird is, I have dark vision, ravens have dark vision, but my raven doesn't.
This makes no sense.
It really doesn't.
I just find that funny.
You got like one of those like reject birds, ones like dropped on its head when it was a chick.
God. I mean, it's technically a spirit raven, but still.
Yeah, but most spirits have dark vision.
I don't know.
This makes no sense.
The actual
I don't
reason
know.
is that I'm nearsighted. Maybe.
Yeah.
I have dark
I'm just-
vision of 5 feet.
Yeah, so Olivine gets back to the inn place,
Alright.
wherever that was.
Okay. So yeah, you meet up with, or you head back to the inn, where I imagine, Hyde and Varys would have gone back to when they were done. Abenumrum, would you have headed back to the Crow's Nest?
Yeah, because after this, to give my own report.
All right, yeah, you give the report. Anyway, so Hyde. So pretty much everyone but Abenumrum, if you're intending on staying there another night and eating, that will be another 5 silver total from
I'll
each of you.
reduce that.
Oh, hey, Speech. How's your speech?
How Olivin's not just bunking out at the fact at Denoria.
What?
Just saying.
Paying
Just saying. You have an area where you could get free lodging.
Paying on behalf of Priscilla as well.
Yeah, you're just like, it sucks so bad. Why won't it go away? When will the suffering end?
Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, all
Fucking
right, we'll
other-
go back. We'll go back to the den after this. Actually, I forgot about that.
All right, well then you don't have to worry about paying the 5 silver.
Yeah, because, hey, it's free food and board already.
I
What-
already deduced it. I'll just say I tip people or something. I don't know.
That's fine.
Essentially, met back here to talk
Well,
with the others before
I would,
going back
I would
to go to bed.
assume that, all things considered, the inn would have better food than Dimdoria, at least.
We're not fucking militants. The people who live there actually have a pretty comfortable lifestyle.
Just picturing, like, MREs and whatnot.
No, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the MREs I've had were terrible, but not my... Well, I wouldn't choose them over standard food. How about that?
Essentially, Dendoria agents live roughly a comfortable lifestyle.
Okay. So you yeah. So you all sit there and go to where you're gonna be staying. Priscilla's still in fucking agony. She's still not doing too good. But
Priscilla's in agony land.
yeah.
Indeed.
Well, considering she's like rested all day, she
Yes.
lost some exhaustion.
No, because unfortunately
Nope.
you can only benefit from the effects of a long rest once every 24 hours.
Womp
Mhm.
womp.
So it takes a long rest to get rid of one exhaustion.
Yep, so I'm gonna be just chilling for the next 2 days.
Yes. So, is there anything any of you wanted to do before you go to bed?
Essentially, Olivine will essentially propose a plan that we go check out this place in the morning after breakfast.
All right. So you come up with that plan, and from
I'll make
here,
sure we're all on the same page.
Except for Abaddon.
You broke up, what?
Except for Abaddon.
You broke up again. What?
Yeah.
Check 1, 2.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Just thought every sentence was check 1, 2.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he keeps cutting out in the middle of the sentence.
Yeah, it's always like right in the middle.
Yeah.
No, for me it's
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
start.
As I said, except for Abaddon, who went through people.
Except for what?
Again!
Except for Nimron, who went for a D4. What?
You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna type it.
Are you playing chess now?
He's over there playing D&D with the fucking other Ravenites.
Abenemron moves Abenemron to D4.
Yes.
Like, oh fuck?
Okay, so you would get the plan together to meet up in the morning, and then you'll go from there. In the meantime, you all head to bed, and let me go ahead and fuck about with. No, Smoosh, don't bite me. I don't want your munches. Damn it. Love you, Smush, but stop. Aside from going to report and see about trying to procure 2 items, because 2 of the party have no dark vision. What items were you looking to?
Probably some eyewear.
Long rest.
They wouldn't really have anything like that. They could give that they'd be able to give out. So. But yeah, you all take a long rest and all that stuff for the sake of spells, which I know that Hyde needed. So for now, we will take that food break that Rosie recommended. So we'll meet back here in how long, Rosie?
Less than half an hour.
Okay. So around half an hour.
Eve.
Don't be too long because we don't have too much time.
I know. I
Well,
went.
yeah.
See you in a
but,
bit.
You know,